But I didn't know what to do. I didn't have money. I have debt.
So the high calling was impact.
Impact.
But you didn't know how
Yeah,
you would go
I didn't
about
know.
doing it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I sit down and I was like thinking, what should I do? What should I do? I remember my dad, before he passed away, he wanted to build a education center. I remember I wanted to create a community where we will have workshops together. We will learn things that is outside school. So that was like 13 years ago. I printed the name cards, the brochures and all that, and tell people that, oh, I'm the founder. The funny part is suddenly I have a client that called me and say, hey, Jourdan, I want to buy a real estate in Singapore. Indonesian client. I told him I'm not doing real estate anymore, but I'm gonna connect him to my friend who is in Singapore. So I gave him the contact. He went and my friend showed him like 10 houses. And then he called me from Singapore and said, hey, Jourdan, I saw 10 houses. I'm exhausted. And I didn't like anything that your friend showed. Can you just recommend? So I said, okay, sure. So because my friends were like showing him all the Orchard area, River Valley, Indonesian people will buy that.
The rich
area.
Indos.
Yeah. So I told him, I'm gonna recommend something that is not very Indonesian, very Singaporean. So I told him, Simei. So,
East side, yes.
yeah, the
West
east side. Because I grew up in east side. So I know there's a shopping mall, there's an MRT station, it's near to airport. So he called me and he said, oh, you fly to Singapore and bring me there. So I flew to Singapore and he said, I love this area. So he gave me a check.
So you went from Orchard to
Simei.
Simei.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then he gave me a check. And then because that project was like quite long in the market, so the commission was really high. So I got almost like $20,000 to $30,000 commission there.
This is after you stopped practicing.
Yeah,
your realtor
for 3 years.
That's crazy.
And then the next week he called again and say, my sister want to buy the same project. So she flew over and she gave me a check. In 1
That's
week I got
crazy.
2 checks.
That's crazy.
And then the craziest part is the next week people buy again. Like my client, my friend, hey Jourdan, do you have any good deals? And they see they buy. They see they buy. I closed a total of 7 deals within 4 months. The developer was like, who is this Jourdan? Like I didn't even look for clients. The clients looked for me.
Wow.
I remember when I was in Jakarta, there's one client, he said, hey, come, I don't have to fly. I just trust you. I'll give you the check. It's like, whoa, okay.
Wait, so he just closed the deal remotely?
Yeah, remotely.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's how I got my $150,000
In 4 months.
in 4 months.
After you stopped practicing all
Stopped
this.
practicing, I paid all the debts and I used the money also to build the startup, the first startup that I had.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you had 2 very big breaks in a rather short span of time. Your real estate sudden deals that came in where you raked in 6 figures of actual profits in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And then the Indonesian government came knocking on your door.
Yeah. The first breakthrough was the real estate, right? 100,000. But the startup of Belajar Apa was the one that really makes me like a millionaire because I see millions, like 10 millions, 20 millions coming over.
Wow.